And
Hi
guys! Jake and Marissa back again for more live reactions to Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. I was pointing in the wrong places for that just now.
Okay.
I was like Jake and Marissa. No, that's not right. And we're testing again with our doing another live stream.
Live, because usually we call them live reactions.
We've
got they happen in real time and without any prep. But now they're live, as in you could be in the chat.
We had a live streamed live reaction, which I believe I have just notified the Twitters and the Facebooks of, with the social medias, whatnots. So, oh, here we go.
Peoples?
Yeah, somebody just said that we look great. So that's nice.
Yay!
That's
we look
good. But appearances aren't always important, but if you're putting your face out there, it's always to look nice. All right, fantastic. So it has been a very busy week, being the actual anniversary week of Power Rangers. So we had a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, Ninja Steel returned last Saturday. So that was a thing. And then on Tuesday, we got the big 25th anniversary special, Dimensions in Danger, along with being the first official National Power Rangers Day. And then, the week. All right, are you checking to see if you can?
I'm trying
do a thing
to mod myself.
Yeah, no options on any of the things there. That doesn't present me with any options. I even tried right clicking.
Here it is. Next. Add mod.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
2. Now
okay, there you go. That was
that I didn't have that last time, which was a bit of a pain.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to. Okay, yeah, we could do the live chat primarily during commercials and post show. I think that's actually a really good idea. Thank you for that idea, ZJZR. And yes, we finally gave Marissa moderator privileges.
Okay.
So we're getting the hang of this.
We're gonna keep every now and then to make sure nobody's swearing or
anything. We're gonna keep playing with this. I think that this is gonna be a good continued experiment moving forward.
I like the idea of.
We had a lot of fun with our first live stream with Dimensions in Danger. And I'm looking forward to continuing to integrate this more.
Yeah.
With our live stream. So this is gonna be fun.
I'm funny.
Apparently you're funny.
There's only one S in Marissa.
This is true.
Hi, Fox.
I don't know. Okay.
He says our Fox is here.
But is that Azzy? I don't think so. I assume that Azzy would be using his usual screen name.
Possibly.
But yeah, and then we had the live reactions last week. We did the PMC.
Is that how many people are watching?
Yeah, we've got 10 people right now.
Okay,
just got started. We got 10.
Good.
As I say that, it changes to 11 within those first 3 minutes. So that's pretty great.
Yeah, we want to not start reviewing until we have a few people here.
Yeah. And we usually do a 5 minute or 5 to 10 minute lead in anyway.
Exactly.
But it's a little later in the evening.
Hi, Spencer.
Hello. We haven't decided if this is a permanent thing, but we're liking it, so we might continue doing it, which is pretty much how live reactions got started anyway. So that bodes well for this.
If we do it, though, it probably won't always be at this late at night.
Yeah.
I got tapped for some extra overtime today at work. Yeah. So I did a 12-hour shift, and I just got home.
Yeah, that was
Hi, Chase.
That was the thing. Hello. But yeah, and then we did our usual live reactions to Lupin Ranger. I did a National Power Rangers Day. Jake says hi, where I think I ripped my morph suit a little bit.
Yep, another live stream so soon.
Yeah, it's hard to believe,
and
right?
You re-uploaded episode 84 in
actual widescreen. I actually did that a while ago and just kept forgetting to actually share it.
Yeah.
So it's good that that's finally out there. And then today we finally released Database Rangers Power Reviews, episode 85, which I am so glad that I finally managed to get that out. Because it's I mean, I wrote it.
And I'm on his, like, yesterday, I was like, take a nap. He's like, I can't. I have to get the video out. Take a nap. I have to get the video out. You've only had 2 hours of sleep, but I have to get the video out.
Yeah. I really wanted to get that out. Technically speaking, I did have it uploaded
I agree
before the end of August 31st Hawaii time.
Hey, go
hello. So that was a win.
Yes.
That I actually way better than my last one, which ended up being like almost 5 months late.
Yeah, and then that one, it did the thing, and we had some weirdness with the.
But I'm getting a little bit tighter on this. This was.
I mean, there's a reason that on the one that's still up, somebody commented third time's the charm.
Somebody here who was in my physics class.
The ghost of Karl Marx.
Wonder who that is. So that's cool. Hello, former student who is remaining unnamed. Yeah, don't rush.
You guys.
Yeah, I keep being like, okay, it's done, and then I put it out there, and then I always find out there's a glitch. I had so much issues.
We were kind of really disappointed that we found out in the summertime that we wouldn't be there the next year, because that means we didn't get to say goodbye to you.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to say goodbye to the students. I was planning on swinging by for Yule log, but that didn't end up happening. And yes, I understand everybody.
Everybody hates math.
Everybody hates. Well, this was my physics class.
I kind of like physics because physics is where you get to throw things.
We didn't throw that many things in my class.
Drop them then.
A little bit.
Spin them.
I was a little, but no, I'm always amused by how many things that I work on where it's basically, I hate that you made me do this, but I really liked what you did. Like this extends to
directing.
This extends to directing as well, or set design big time. It's like, Jake, why did you design this set? I hate this set so much. I mean, it looks amazing, and I'm glad that it's going to be on the stage, but we need to build it. Okay, there you go. All right, so I think that we've got, a good handful of people. I think we're ready to start doing our reaction.
What
did you just do? Why did you punch yourself?
I was trying to do that.
And what did you do instead?
I hit here. It didn't make a clapping noise and it hurt.
Don't punch your thumb. That's ill-advised.
Okay.
All right. So now it's time for our live reaction to Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, episode 11 of Stings.
All right. Behave yourselves in chat.
All right.
We're going to be paying more attention to the TV this time.
Oh, Earth's greatest ninja. Oh, hey! My dad's here.
Hey, Dad. Hi, Mr.
Brody. You know you don't need to call him that.
I know, but I always do.
We've been together. Oh, here we go. There are Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. For those of you who are trying to queue up at home. Call me sir.
Look, my grandmother still misses E to
my dad said you can call him sir.
Sir. I'll call you sir.
Okay. Oh, it looks like...
Yeah, Russ here is Jake's dad.
Yes. I'm Mr. Brody. So okay, teens do go gaga for love.
They do. Well, not necessarily love. What they think is love because they're teenagers.
So it looks like Venoma's
technically referred to
medallion
as
was the only one that.
Ooh. Athena's here.
Hey, Athena. So we're pretty much picking right back up with Venoma.
You wondered when we were gonna.
Well, I figured that we were gonna cover her right after Dimensions in Danger. Restore the reputation.
Yeah, good luck with that, considering the rest of the Galactic Ninjas are dead. You're pretty much just restoring your own reputation at this point.
Go! Go! Power Rangers, Ninja Steel. Evil with all our might, together Ninja Steel. Never give up without a fight. Together, Ninja Steel. Power Rangers, fear no danger. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go. Set now for what is right. Together, Ninja Spin.
The spin.
That's where the spin is. They're down all day and night. Together, Ninja Steel. Fear no danger. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, Ninja Steel. Go, Power Rangers, Ninja Steel. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, Ninja Steel. So apparently there's a Valentine's dance. Is it Sarah? No. Oh, is it Hedy Lamarr? Bringing Hedy Lamarr? They do have time. They have done some time travel. He's gonna ask out Sandy. What? No, don't summon a Valentine.
Actually, I think that was practical.
I think that was CG.
No, I mean
practical trick.
Yeah, I don't think he was using his powers for that.
The
way that it was working kind of looked like it came out inside of his coat on the fishing wire.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Victor.
No.
That's not what he wanted.
Oh, that was good. That was a good line.
Oh, she knew. Okay, she knew.
Who taught you archery?
Oh no, he's going after Sandy.
Yeah. This is not going to work. Wow. I suspected he was going to get hit. I was not expecting him to get... It was very silly. What is it? Yes, he is. Wow.
Go Sandy!
They are on point with the Victor
Laying
and
down
Monty
the
today.
Smack.
We're getting some
oh,
misunderstanding. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. That was a practical. Oh, and now he's ripping it up.
Told you.
I thought that it was a CG summon.
No, that was a practical both in video and in life.
I thought
doing sleight of hand.
I thought that I heard a little. I thought that a little magic jingle meant that it was actually magic. Oh wow, she is perfect.
He found a gold digger.
There we go.
Who's the best, Cody? He's got a Kong. Kongs are good. Our cats have Kongs. Little ones, about this big.
I'm digging this.
Ah, poop.
I think that's one of the most genuine relationship moments I have seen on television.
I've never handed you dog poop. We have cats.
This is true.
How did you hear about that? I saw you practicing your magic for her.
What I've handed you was the litter scoop and said, please scoop the box.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who cares what Victor said? He once told me he was the first man on the moon.
That's a really good point. Especially if it came from Victor.
A lot of dialogue's really on point in this episode.
Who is like a chronic liar.
Like we've got We've got continuity with Sandy being in the show again. We've got actually funny Victor and Monty moments. We've got good advice and stuff. Whoa.
Really, Venema?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's a love spell.
The question is it or is it not? It's hard to tell because she did get hit in the backpack.
Fair enough.
And we know that she already.
This is going to be like the red shoes situation where he thinks he only got her because of the love spell, but actually it was in the backpack.
I'm curious. Whoop. Oh, okay.
I'm going to put my money on Beckett Allen.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh. Those eyebrows. He is enjoying the ham right now. Brody, you're a wacky guy.
It's hard to teach old dogs new tricks. But, you know, Beck and Allen are still upcoming, so they can adjust. Yeah, because somebody was asking.
All right, so we've got some commercials.
Yeah, now the commercials on.
Ninja Turtles and whatnot.
Did Beck and Allen step up their game, or was it Chip? I think it's Beck and Allen.
I think it's probably Beck and Allen.
The thing is that Chip has been doing this for so long that his contribution is probably very consistent. So if we're seeing changes, it's probably the newer people trying things out.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if, considering how they tend to work with the actors, because we've heard word before that that the actors have had some level of say on their characters. I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Sodarso voiced some of his opinions on how he wanted this episode to go. I also would not be
surprised if the actors contributed some.
And that just having that added level of feedback, I can really help for a writer if you're writing to specific actors' needs and comfort. But even on top of that, like that's some of the best Victor and Monty stuff I've seen. We like, who taught you archery? Oh, actually, it was Victor. It's like, you bribing me? Yeah, worked on a girl last year. Like, we're getting some good deadpan out of them, which they do not utilize nearly enough, and that they just kind of nailed it on that deadpan. But what do I think of the Venom movie? I think that it is coming out later this year. That is what I think of it so far. I've not seen much outside of the trailers. It could be okay. It could be weird. It could be not great. We'll see. Some of the effects on Venom himself look pretty cool. What are my hopes for Beyond the Grid? I honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing how they build their new universe.
Beyond the Grid, is that what comes after Shattered Grid?
Yeah. I read the Shattered Grid finale. I really liked how they ended things. I thought they went for a really nice point of introspection. We can probably discuss
that in more detail at a later time.
Yeah.
Want to give people a chance to read it. Don't want to spoil
I will say I do like how it was more character and emotion driven than necessarily plot driven. There were a few things that, maybe felt a little bit like they kind of came out of nowhere, but they came from such a genuine emotion place, and you could see that it was all about the characters and their journey, and that I think really kind of made.
Venema has appeared.
Yes.
We're at the first commercial break.
I think those emotions really.
Oh, and we're back for the
commercial break
on the Nickelodeon cable.
I find it interesting that this Galaxy Warriors
I haven't seen a lawnmower yet.
Galactic Ninjas arc. I'm sorry.
This is Venema and Arrows.
No, the lawnmower app was Game Over. That was the one with the lawnmower monster. So I will say this does demonstrate very much how the arrows seem to affect someone's personality. They get very over the top lovey-dovey.
Yeah, I told one of my friends I was doing this.
Yeah.
And I posted it in her Discord channel, hey, if anyone wants to watch. And apparently I'm getting flack for calling you my hubling.
Hubling?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I got a
spider bite.
A spider bite on my back somehow last night.
Not the back. Don't touch the back.
During the hour or two, I fell asleep. I got a spider bite.
Not today, but
last night.
He fell asleep before he spent all day and all night yesterday on the video.
Hey. They. Oh, that's gonna be awkward for Haley.
Yeah, I was actually saying to Jake.
All she wants is to be loved.
About how.
Hey, Mick, where have you been?
I thought that maybe my stuff in the last episode was a little too melodramatic, but Jake says that, Power Rangers is all melodramatic, so it is fun when they get to ham it up.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun when they get hammy like this.
A remote control dump truck.
Full of flowers.
This is very silly. Wow, that is pretty well forged.
Please
there.
Don't. Please
don't.
Good. Please don't waste Ninja Steel.
Good redirection there, Mick.
Yup.
Oh yeah, never forget evil elf Tyler. Tyler loved being an elf so much.
An evil elf.
Yes.
The cheese is real in Power Rangers. Yeah, that's why I don't have to feel too bad about being a little overacted in the last episode. I still feel weird about the way my neck looked on video. It looked like I don't have a neck. I look like the guy from
I love that the
Rocky Horror Picture Show. The man you're about to see has no neck.
I love how Sarah and Haley are both totally shipping Preston and Sandy.
Oh, I think we're.
Aw, she asked him.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yes. And now he's wondering, oh no, is this because of the spell? He's trying to decide what's the right course of action here.
So, here's the thing. I think you're really great.
Oh.
I can't go to the dance with you.
Why not?
Well, because you're...
He's trying to think of a reason.
It just
Wouldn't be right. Oh. He's lost on how to do that. Oh.
I hate cringe TV.
Here's the thing though. Cringe is usually a result of
bad comedy. I know this time it's drama, but it's still I can't stand watching people in pain like this.
I wouldn't even call this one cringe actually.
I find this stuff unpleasant. I don't like seeing people getting hurt like this because of stupid misunderstandings.
Well, here's the thing, though. This is not what I would classify as a stupid misunderstanding. This is something where it's like, within the context of this universe, physics saving the day. There you go. There we go.
Chase her! Chase her! Chase her! Okay.
Who said physics never helped anyone? Oh yeah.
Grab the book, chase her, and explain you thought she was hit by Cupid's arrow. It's not that hard.
He's trying to figure out how to. Well, one of the things it is one of those sort of delicate situations where it's like, how do you even talk to this about somebody in a world where this sort of stuff happens?
The Power Rangers aren't the only ones she shot.
True. Well, actually, no. They're the only ones that we've seen her shoot outside of Sandy.
Oh, fair enough.
So it's like trying to. Oh, nice armor.
Who's actually asking me for a link? Yeah, I'll give them a link to our live stream.
What's that?
Oh, somebody just asked me for a link to our live stream, so I'm going to give it to them.
Oh, looks like the lovesick guys have run off. But yeah, when you live in a world where people are often subject to spells from monsters, but the majority of the victims of those spells are specifically the Power Rangers. Talking about the consequences of a spell with a civilian is a difficult issue to broach properly.
I mean, I saw you get shot by a monster, and I don't know, if you're yourself right now is not a weird thing to say.
Well, I mean, it is a weird thing to say, but here's what we don't know how weird. It's not a weird thing to say in
the Power Rangers universe. A weird thing to say in the Power Rangers universe is, sweetheart, there's no such thing as monsters.
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying is, well, one, talking to somebody about them being under a spell is always kind of a weird gray area.
Yeah.
Because, especially with a love spell, they will fight you on it. They're going to say, no, this is really how I feel.
This would take like 10 seconds in Mystic Force. Yeah, exactly.
What would take like 10 seconds in Mystic Force?
Solving this misunderstanding.
I don't know about that. I mean, she had already run off, and now he's just trying to think on how to... It's a delicate situation.
Get out that boombox, Preston.
Yes. There we go. Go for say anything. Yes, that would be... That does seem like the course of action. That just summon a boombox.
Wherever the Power Rangers end up in the Avengers Civil War, I think they would probably be split, just like any other team, because they're made up of a whole bunch of
Okay. Here's the thing. Somebody just asked what side the Power Rangers would be in if they were in like Marvel's Civil War. It really depends, I think, on the
each
team.
Individual Ranger
less on individual Rangers, more on individual teams. Different teams have different approaches to
different
to their
core
secret
teams.
identities.
Yes,
generally, yeah.
But sometimes, quote unquote, sixth Rangers and beyond might wind up on opposite sides from the core team because they often have very different ways of doing things.
Yeah. But yeah,
reminder that Hexagon wanted to go that route.
This is one of those scenarios that I feel like, at least for me, could easily go the cringe route, but it's not feeling cringy to me. 1, 2, red and blue, 3, 4, then one more. 5 will come and 5 will stay. 6 will come on the darkest day. We don't actually have like a sing-song aspect past 1, 2, red and blue. We just kind of improvised that just now.
And it worked.
It kind of worked.
The lawnmower was in the episode called Game Plan.
Yeah. I thought was it called Game Plan or Game Over?
That's what Dustin
Okay,
says.
Game Plan.
Just reading.
Sorry. Not to be confused with Game On, which was an episode in Dino Thunder. I don't know. I think somebody mentioned Carter playfully rubbing Chad's head. I remember. I think it was he gave Kelsey a noogie one time.
Playfully rubbing Chad's head.
It was weird Sentai footage, is what I believe he's referencing, and I remember that being specifically Carter giving Kelsey a noogie, which is ridiculous.
I'm mildly concerned.
Oh my, that's amazing. Did you hear what Brody just said? He said, they're trying to figure out how to find Venema. He's like, let's go down to the quarry. Monsters always love hanging out down at quarries.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Like, this feels like with the level of meta awareness of the characters right now, this is feeling like a Ninja Storm kind of episode.
I'm with you.
Which is a really nice level for the show to be at right now. Oh, here's Venema.
Meta jokes are always the best. Yes, they are.
I do.
Like, I mean, Power Rangers RPM.
Yeah.
All the meta jokes.
Power Rangers RPM was great for just so many different deconstruction elements.
Could that happen to me in the kitchen?
Oh, we've got full length Morph. This episode is just feeling on point in so many regards. Like, you do not get enough full length Morphs.
No, you really don't.
Or at least if you do, it's like all 5 in a row, and you can tell they're clearly padding. That did not feel like padding. That felt like this is a focus episode. He gets the main Morph.
Yeah. I like how they seated Shelly in earlier than having her just
Sandy,
than having her just appear for the first time in this episode.
Yeah.
Which is something that Power Rangers has done in the past that kind of annoys me.
Yeah. They have a new character and act
new character
and act like they've always been there.
Yeah. But they actually introduced her and
Ooh, that looks painful. Yes, she did just make that reference. Wow.
Really?
What? Oh yeah, sure. There you go. Oh, he's got a trick. What's his trick? Oh, is he wearing armor? Is he wearing the armor that they were building before? Oh, apparently she had what? That's a weird way for things to work.
You broke my last love arrow. Now everyone I shot is not in love with me anymore?
That's a really strange thing.
Fixed. But if they're fixed, that leaves Preston's fighting the monster alone.
There we go. Yeah, good. Good that you recognized what that meant immediately and go to help. Like, I have not seen this level of situational awareness from the Rangers before. Yeah. How did it stick, though, in the metal? That would suggest it punctured it.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I'll roll with it. There's enough forethought going on. I'll roll with it. I'm like, it punctured the metal, though, but it's okay.
Could be a fluke, Orange. Could be a fluke.
Let's
see if it holds steady.
At the very least, it does feel... Oh yeah, she can still fire non-love arrows, and you probably don't want to be on board for that.
Non-love arrows are blue.
Yes. And they also probably hurt more.
Yeah.
There we go.
Since you need them alive for the love arrows to work, and you don't need them alive if you're shooting them with the blue arrows of pain.
Whoosh. Ooh. This really stings.
Ha ha, the bee says it really stings.
Yes.
Actually, I think she's more of a wasp than a bee.
Yeah, probably. Unbelievable. Oh, Cosmo. We missed you last week. There we go.
Friends are coming.
Nice. Whoa. We just saw individual Zord cockpits for like 2 seconds. Where have those been? That's nice. Look at that.
There's another one.
Those are spiffy little cockpits.
They're proper cockpits.
They're not.
Too. They're not
just a giant room.
circles.
What? Not a giant room.
I think review time is onto something. People are saying it's changed considerably at this point, and he's saying that maybe Chip Lynn is stepping back and letting the young people have a little bit more control, to
actually
test their mettle.
Actually, correction. I think somebody else may have just been stepping back during this time. Something just occurred to me.
What?
Okay, so you got to think about ooh, that's a cool attack there.
I like the cockpits too.
You got to think about the pacing of the writing and the filming, etc. for Power Rangers.
Wow.
Whoosh, which is they film from September to May.
Cat's so adorable.
A lot of episodes are written during the course of filming time. You always try and have the scripts written as far in advance as possible. But let's face it, Power Rangers isn't exactly known for that. Oh, I want to see the resolution for this.
She probably already has another date.
Maybe not.
He's got to figure out how to talk to her. Oh, there she is. She just showed up. Yeah, talk to her. Talk to her.
Yeah, I will.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
What is it? I don't know what to do.
I heard from Victor that you wanted to go to dance alone, but then you asked me, and I wasn't sure if you meant it. But then I found out that you did mean it, but by then I've already said no. Which is totally stupid. Because the truth is...
I really wanted to go.
The truth is what?
I wanted to go. I was going to ask you.
I really like you.
There we go.
And if you're already going with someone...
There we go.
I'd love to take you to the dance.
Really? You mean it?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, I mean...
Wow,
That released from its wire pretty quick.
That'd be really cool.
that's a
I say
really...
wire. String. It's probably... usually with those kind of effects, it's just fishing line.
That's a nifty little effect. Hey, Lori.
She's going to take all that stuff and leave him high and dry.
Did you get everything I asked for?
Of course. Here's one giant pink teddy bear.
Okay.
One pair of snow skis.
Okay.
A diamond tiara.
What?
Mustn't forget your new veggie juicer.
How wealthy are
Veggie
you?
juicer?
Right?
What about my balloons?
Oh, Monty. Monty, look out for them!
No balloons, no dance.
Okay.
You can't have one.
No balloons. No dates. But I'll keep everything else. Thanks.
Of course she will.
She's not a nice
I
person.
don't feel bad for Victor because he set himself up by trying to buy a date with things. No one will ever.
This was the trailer I talked about for the season as the fall season as a whole.
Start a good relationship by
Yeah.
trying to bribe someone with gifts.
Yeah.
Never.
But yeah, you can see that there's stuff from
Evil Mick.
Yeah, being in a commercial.
I hadn't seen this commercial yet.
Basically, anything that if it's aired on TV, I consider that fair game for on the spoiler market there. But we never look at the previews, and I never give you any insider.
There's only one S in Marissa, people.
Her name is at the end of every credits. Just saying. There is only one S in Marissa.
No one ever spells it right.
Even my autocorrect on my phone keeps trying to add in an S. I'm like, when have I ever spelled it with two S's? Why would you autocorrect something that I use that I write every day? Anyway, what I was saying before, apart from just
about
the
times,
the timing. So they film all the way going through May.
Mhm.
So they were probably still writing episodes even in March or whatever. Basically my thought is that during this time we may have been seeing less interference from Haim Saban himself. Because I do believe that based off of various interviews, etc., that he has been a major driver for keep it simple, keep it funny, keep it good for the kids, and throw in some of that old stuff that we like.
So he may have been part of the major nostalgia push that was causing things to get more childish.
That's my personal theory. But when you think about it, this probably written right around the time that the movie was coming out, which then was probably leading right around into the time when they started considering the Hasbro deal. So this may be when we start seeing a little bit more.
So you think it's not Chip who stepped back, but Heim?
That's my thought.
This is an interesting theory.
Because if you also,
we still don't know exactly to what extent he was involved in this.
Like let's face it. Ultimately, it's the showrunner who decides what that final product is that they put forward. They can do their best to try and fit the needs being presented to them by the ones who are ranked above them.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it is still their job to make it work.
Athena has actually heard that it was Heim pushing for the juvenile humor.
Yeah, I believe that was mentioned in a recent.
He didn't think RPM was funny. Panel. RPM was hilarious.
Yeah, that was. Well, here's what was quoted a fair bit right at the beginning of Saban Brand's buying out Power Rangers, was saying they want to bring. They felt like it had been straying a little bit away from the humor, and I don't think that they necessarily meant in the dialogue. I think they mean in the
physical humor, the slapstick.
Well, in the tone of the show.
Okay.
Power Rangers RPM, while being one of the funniest seasons of the series, it is a very dark setting. And I think they wanted to go for something that was lighter
managed to
and
make it so funny is that they were able to tap into areas of humor they usually can't.
Yeah.
Like dark humor and sarcasm.
Yeah, and heavily meta humor as well. But I get the impression that, you know... what is it?
Heim is confusing. He reminds Review Time of Vince McMahon in that back in the day, he was very in tune with his audience, and now he doesn't know what's going on. And if you've ever watched wrestling... The Vince McMahon thing is a little bit.
I haven't watched it, but I kind of get the idea. You know, he's gotten older. He had some time away from the franchise. And I think he's trying to recapture what he remembers it being.
Glory days.
And he's done some. And I don't want to, you know.
His run did bring us the theatrical movie.
Yeah, he's really worked on building up the brand. I think some of the efforts in terms of the tone of the TV show have been misguided, though, which was compounded by Jonathan Zakor's run, which was heavily just keep the story as close to Sentai as possible, and you know, let's worry about our action instead. And then if you look at Dino Charge,
mm-hmm.
It feels very much like a season where it started to become more like the other Saban seasons as it went on. Where I was
going to say Dino Charge was probably the best of the Neo Saban series.
And then in Dino Supercharge, we saw things kind of go back down towards a little bit simpler, a little bit goofier, a little bit more standalone emphasis, mm-hmm. even though there were still the overarching stories. In the individual episodes, the emphasis was more on the standalone story and less on the arc. And I think part of that was, you know, you see Heim Saban sees the first batch of episodes, mm-hmm. and is like, you know what, this
needs a little bit more.
This isn't what I'm really looking for here. I'm looking for more comedy. Can you make the next ones more comedy, more standalone? Better for the kids.
Heim got the Power Rangers into the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's done a bunch of things for the franchise. I think some of his storytelling instincts haven't been the best. But let's face it, that's not what his.
Well, I was saying
those aren't his strengths. His strengths are marketing the show and creating a strong brand.
When I was saying I thought that there was probably more to do with Beck and Alan than to do with Chip, I was mentioning that, you know, people who have been doing this for a long time are very set in their ways.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, is that his ways were really good for the audience back then.
Yeah.
And trying to use the same ways on a more modern audience, it's like, it's not that there's been a declination of skill.
Yeah.
It's just you move things from one time to another time, and that can change everything because your audience changes.
I think also it's not just that. I think it's also a matter of when it comes to writing or really creating any form of art. There's a issue there. You either try and recreate old magic, or you try and find new ways and try to keep building on your craft. I think there's been a little too much effort to recreate an old zeitgeist rather than trying to create a new zeitgeist.
Yes.
And you're not going to get the same kind of results trying to recreate something that already exists that you're going to get when you try and build something new. And I think back in the earlier days, they were always trying to build something new, and I think that's why it worked a bit better. But trying to recapture what used to exist, you're not going to hit on that same gold again because you're not pushing yourself in the same way.
Okay. Thanks, Power Rangers. Linkara quote. Thank you, Power Rangers, for continuing to prove that you are often less sophisticated than a cartoon about lesbian space rocks. There are a lot of things less sophisticated than Steven Universe.
Steven Universe is an excellent series.
Is actually pretty highbrow.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Don't dump on Steven Universe by making it like that's a low bar.
It's funny phrasing. I'll admit it's funny phrasing.
Because it makes it sound like, oh, how did you wind up under that?
It's just because it's silly, funny phrasing. I know that's the idea. We all know that Steven Universe is an excellently done show.
It's
but circling back to this episode, it does feel like we're hitting a groove right now. This is the third episode in a row where I feel like they've really working to correct some of their storytelling issues. And they feel like they've really been pushing things a bit more now. Somebody was saying, what would I think of a crossover
with the Q Rangers and the Guardians of the Galaxy?
I
don't think that would ever happen, but it would be a cheese fest of
that would be weird cheesy. I don't even know what that would be like.
Than Ratatouille and his entire family could handle.
Yes. You mean Remy the Rat?
Yes.
Because Ratatouille was the movie, not the character.
Shazam.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm with review time. I think it's just the audience has evolved.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the audience has evolved, but I also think that they're trying to recapture rather than build new, and that rarely works well creatively. I think you stagnate creatively when you try to do that.
Drax would be hilarious, but unfortunately, I don't think any future movie, even if this somehow hypothetically managed to happen, would actually include Drax right now, because he's kind of really upset about them getting rid of that director.
Oh, yeah. We'll see what happens with Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I'm not
production
sure
is apparently on hold right now with all that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he still wants to do Guardians without that director.
Well, we also know Disney wouldn't want to work with Toei again.
That too.
Like, this is completely hypothetical just from a character standpoint is what I think they're asking about.
Fair enough.
But I'll focus in a little bit more on this episode. I liked a lot of elements. I feel like there were a lot of ways this episode could have gone cringier, and it didn't, and that makes me happy. I know you got cringed out for a bit there.
And I've just thought of another thing.
What's up?
Okay. So, when she shot him with the arrow in the metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of stuck there, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, when she shot Sandy in the backpack and it hit her book.
Yeah.
Why didn't we see the stalk sticking out of the backpack?
We did it first, if I recall correctly. I think we just lost sight of it in between shots, and I think it ended up being embedded farther in the backpack than we could see.
The last one was really good, but let's put it this way. The first one was great. The second one was actually really great too. So if they can make a really great third one, I'm on board.
Yeah, they've been the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have both been really good.
Sometimes, yeah, you're like, okay, this has been done to death, and we need to stop now.
And they've set up good, and they've set up some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But back to this.
The same thing happened on Jake's screen we were watching. I don't know why.
What, the footage got really dark?
Yeah, it did. Like half a second, it went like boom, boom.
Oh, what, for us?
There and
for the
on your laptop and for the people watching at home.
Oh.
I thought that was just your laptop screen trying to go to sleep, but apparently they could see it too.
Weird. Maybe we got a little power fluctuation or something.
Maybe.
But yeah, this was good use of a recurring character. This was good use of Victor and Monty's subplot tying in thematically to everything else.
I agree with the people who want to see more Sandy.
Yeah, that's doing cute. It's like Kaylee with Dino Supercharge. That was a good arc for Chase.
Or what was
Although I feel like the with Love at First Fight was actually more cringy than this episode. Because
no, but what was SPD?
SPD? Allie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Allie was good little bit of recurring.
What you call it, Steve?
She was mildly recurring at the very end because she appeared very close to the end of the series.
Who gave an "I'm gonna cut you" look?
I'm assuming you. You seem like you'd be the one to do that more than me.
That's probably was me. Emily from Zeo.
Emily from Zeo. That I thought that she was a solid recurring.
The Lupin Ranger versus Pot Ranger and film. Yeah, we are kind of interested in seeing that.
Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of seeing where it fits into our schedule. I don't think there's been a break in Lupin Ranger versus Pot Ranger yet, which is weird.
It has gone. Boom, 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 boom. They have not had a single.
Yeah, maybe when Lupin Ranger versus Pot Ranger has a week off.
What's Gake no Tsukai?
What are you?
Gake no Tsukai are going to be in the Lupin Ranger Pot Ranger movie.
Oh, I don't know.
Who those are.
Maybe it's a band. I'm not sure.
Richie from MMPR.
That was a little recurring character who was a White Ranger decoy and Trini love interest who promptly disappeared once Trini left and Tommy was revealed to be the White Ranger.
Well, she had a peace conference to go to. Oh, yeah. They're a comedy group.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder if Hilltop's actor is involved with them at all, because I know
he is involved or was involved in a comedy troupe in Japan. That's
apparently they are
like
very
how
funny.
He got his start over there. Was he decided he wanted to be a Japanese comedian, went over there and learned Japanese just to do that.
But yeah, this felt sort of. I like that we've had a string of episodes that have all kind of linked together, and this string of episodes has slowly built up to something a little bit stronger for the season. At this point, the Galactic Ninjas arc has been basically six episodes long. I mean, we did get a break with Dimensions in Danger, but Dimensions in Danger itself was linked to Outfoxed.
Right.
So there has been sort of that steady linking of episodes that got stronger after the first few. We had the Wolverine showing up when they were doing the play, and that introduced all of them. We followed up on it with Speedwing, which was probably the most isolated episode of the bunch. And then Caught Red-Handed was the one where things came together on Foxatron. And then from there, we spilled over into Outfoxed, which continued directly off of that cliffhanger. Outfoxed teased Dimensions in Danger, which was the next episode. And then this episode tied up the loose ends of the arc. And I find that 5 episode arcs or 5 to 6 episode arcs are really a good string of episodes for Power Rangers to work with, because it basically functions as a week.
So Ike Nwala was actually in a comedy troupe called Cho Shinjuku.
Okay, so he was in
so not
different comedy
not Gake no Tsukai.
Yeah.
They also Gaki did a
Yeah,
Full range
I wouldn't say
parodies.
the Galactic Ninjas was a strong arc necessarily, but I will say that it did lay some groundwork for tighter continuity throughout this season. And this season, we haven't really had much by way of driving plots. We had the whole thing with finding the gold star, figuring out what happened to Brody's dad, what the deal was with the Lion Galaxy. We had those running arcs, and the destruction of Ripcon, the rivalry with Galvanax. There were various things that season set up, worked towards, and completed. But this one's just
Maurice's big bad.
But this one is just sort of building off of, okay, it's still trying to get the Ninja Stars. It's just now Madame Odious is in charge. And we didn't have too much by way of strong plot drivers going on. Whereas now, well, up until now, over the course of these last 6 episodes, we had an arc of villains that
That's true.
we introduced them all together. They were getting resolved one by one.
Brody's dad
Getting rid.
disappeared.
Yeah, and then after Brody's dad, after he was revealed to be alive, he just disappeared from the show. Basically, he had a cameo at the beginning of the
pointed
season.
out, that was kind of hilarious.
I don't know what the deal is
What
with
happened to
Brody's
Brody's dad?
It's absurd. They brought
Does Dane still exist? Who's Dane?
Dane Romero,
Oh,
Brody's dad. Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
I forgot his name.
Yeah. But just by virtue of having an arc with some level of structure, it gives you something to build on, so there can be some sort of emotional climax to the, like, who is better dad, Tyler's dad or Brody's dad? I'm gonna go with Brody's dad, because at least he had a reason for
Tyler's dad just
not
effed off.
like. Yeah, Tyler's dad. His reasoning was
He was
much
alive
weaker.
the whole time.
Whereas
not
Brody's
captive.
dad was actually trapped inside of a magical item. You can't blame him for disappearing for that time.
Yeah.
It is weird that he's disappeared
Tyler's
this
dad-
season.
Tyler's dad just took off for, what was it, like 10 years?
Yeah, he was gone for 10 years.
And
I mean-
not trapped in anything.
Whereas Brody's dad, he actually was making efforts to protect his family, and
Tyler's
then
dad
was
and
trapped.
Rusty, OTP.
Oh yeah. Tyler's dad was just off with Rusty. We've established this. Rusty. But yeah,
Make us Brody's dad.
this
now.
string of episodes,
I mean,
we were able to
and
work towards
probably is, in a way.
creating some stronger character dynamics and some stronger continuity, some stronger drama.
I wouldn't be surprised if he looked out for him as a kid.
Much like how we sort of, all the little plot threads of the first half of Ninja Steel kind of came to a head with Family Fusion, when Levi was revealed to be Aiden. That was one of their strongest episodes. It still had its issues, but it was stronger because it was paying off a number of running plot lines. Those plot lines could have been better fleshed out across the course of those episodes, which would have made for more impact.
Mhm.
But it still had probably the most impact out of what was, because there was those little bits of buildup. And I feel like that's the same thing with the Galactic Ninja stuff.
Okay. So, quick run through some things from the chat.
Yeah.
Athena pointed out that Mick is probably basically Brody's dad, which makes some sense because he got dropped into the slave pool, and Mick is probably the one who looked out for him as a kid and probably raised him.
At this point, he's spent much more time with Mick than he has with his father in terms of years.
Mick has done more parenting for him than that.
Yeah.
Now, somebody else also pointed out that it's entirely possible that Dane is just chilling at home and they know exactly where he is, and he has not, pulled a Tyler's dad.
My question is why, Earth's greatest ninja is not involved in these battles.
I'm going to guess it has something to do with the fact that he has no ninja stars.
Which also raises a question of,
what happened to the Red Ranger powers that he got at the end of last season?
Same thing with Mick. You see, as satisfying as it was to have those 3 Red Rangers at the end of last season, it's really strange that now they make no reference or efforts towards having those Rangers again. They had a team of 8, and then now they're back down to a team of 6, and they make no references to having been in a team of 8.
All right.
And that's just weird.
So, and here's a question. Who is the best parent in Power Rangers? And I'm putting forth Summers Butler.
Summers Butler was named Andrews.
Andrews.
Not Jeeves or Jives. Andrews.
Andrews. I'm putting forth Andrews. Someone else put forth Spencer. Someone else is putting forth Dane. What about you?
What I'm gonna if we're going with Butlers here, I'm gonna go really obscure and go with Phillips. Phillips was Wes's butler, who was in like 2 episodes.
Flynn's dad was a pretty good dad. He continued to support him through a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, they
RPM isn't bad on the parents front. I mean, Ziggy's are missing and Summers are weird, but Summer had Andrews.
Yeah.
And Ziggy had
her
his
actual
uncle, who was kind of, but still looked out for him.
No, Ziggy? You're thinking Benny, who was his friend.
No, I'm thinking Benny, who was his friend, but apparently at some point he lived with an uncle, because there was an uncle mentioned once.
Yeah, I believe that.
That being said, for some reason I thought Benny was his uncle, and that's how he wound up in the whole thing.
I don't know how we ended up getting on a parents kick here. Oh, because we were talking about Brody's
Master
dad.
Finn. How about Master Finn?
Him and RJ were pretty strained. I'm trying to think who didn't have a strained relationship with their family.
Flynn.
Oh, you know what? No.
He didn't have a strained relationship.
Chase and Riley's moms. They both seem to have good, solid relationships.
I mean, Colonel Truman was okay, but I think he really wound up neglecting his.
I mean, then again, they both their moms did just kind of let their kids run off and like not come home. So I guess they're okay, but that's still a certain type of neglect.
He didn't handle the death of his first son very well and wasn't there to support his younger son when his older son died. So I do not think that Truman should be in the running for best parent.
Bring the discussion a little bit back to this episode, because we have gone off on a few tangents here. But I feel like we really got into a good groove with the characters, with their dialogue, with their dynamics. And this episode also allowed itself to breathe in ways that others haven't. We had some really nice the Victor and Monty stuff was at the beginning and at the end, and it tied thematically, and it impacted the main story of Preston and Sandy.
Yes.
Which is exactly like all the things that a classic Bulk and Skull arc should do. So I say arc, the story thread should do. So that worked fine, and it was funny, and it was relatively down to earth, apart from Monty just kind of floating away like Mary Poppins for like a quick moment.
Mary Poppins? Is he cool?
Mary Poppins, y'all. There we go. We made Guardians of the Galaxy relevant to the conversation. But so I felt like this was one of the best handlings of Victor and Monty I've seen on the show to date. I felt like
they were integrated very well.
I felt like
it wasn't a side thing where they weren't really participating. They were just off on their own. There were no fart jokes. 0 fart jokes.
And there really haven't been as many as people like to pretend.
I know, but I hate the fart jokes anyway.
I know. They've been in like 3 or 4 episodes. But Preston's arc with Sandy, we had a little added emotional resonance to that because she was a character who we'd already established she had some chemistry with. There you go.
There's one.
Wait. She is a go-getter. I just realized she's taking both chemistry and physics. She is a go-getter. Good for her. Good on you, Sandy. Building up your STEM skills there. Also, her being saved by the physics book. And this establishes that she's taking 12th grade physics.
Thanks, Omega Ranger.
Yeah. That was
Omega Res.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, and I felt like their misunderstanding was one that was I understood where it was coming from. I understood why the characters were acting the way they were. Neither of them seemed to be acting in such a way where I'm like, dude, just do this. Dude, just do that. Why aren't you acting like a person? Which is usually the driver for these sort of romantic misunderstandings.
Yes, Scott. We actually just finished. We finished the episode.
Oh yeah, we just finished. Yeah, Lessons of Consent. You know, this was very good about.
Sorry, Scott.
There was that extra layer of it being a consent issue. You know, and how complex that can sometimes be, and
if
how
you're under a spell, you can't consent.
Yeah, basically. And as far as, you know, I think it handled consent in a very good way, in that the key aspect of it is, if you try and base it off, you need to look at the situation, the romance is unfolding. You need to look at the context of the romance, but ultimately the best way to resolve a question of consent is with communication. With simple, clear communication at the end of things. And at a point when you're sure that the person you're communicating with isn't communicating with you from a compromised position.
This was a refreshing. Scott Sandler says it was turned fresh, because love spells have been done to death on Power Rangers, but this was a nice new take on it by having her not actually under the spell.
Yeah. I also like that we resolved the civilian conflict at the end of the episode. So it had room to breathe across the whole episode.
It made a nice button.
One of the flaws that I've noticed that Power Rangers has fallen into, and Ninja Steel in particular is guilty of this, is resolving the civilian plot line before the Ranger plot line. At which point it's basically like, okay, so we've now had this plot line for only half an episode, and now it's all fighting. And then it's just like a check-in at the end rather than an actual resolution. Whereas here it was an actual nice resolution.
There's only one S in Marissa.
I don't watch YouTube cringe compilations. I don't think you do either.
I don't watch those. Why would I subject myself to that? No, I do not watch cringe compilations, Dustin.
And there was very good use of Calvin and Haley in this episode.
Yes.
Which felt appropriate. Pretty much every Ranger got a chance to shine in some regard, with the exception of, I'd say, maybe Sarah. Sarah
was who I was thinking too.
But like, characters got their own funny moments or heartwarming moments. It was a Preston episode, but you really felt like the ensemble made it work. The support he got from Haley in the context of her relationship with Calvin. We had three of the guys really get to play up their comedy without it being too ridiculous. I feel like each of them were exploring their love for Venema in ways that fit their characters.
Yeah.
And we had some great stuff in them going to seek out Venema, and we got some great little bits of meta humor there with let's go.
Monsters love quarries.
That is the kind of awareness that I love for the show to have. So
that was the kind of thing that made RPM so fun for me, is because I mean, I'm not as much into this as you are, and I can see all of the,
little tropes,
and I like it when my television is self-aware.
I like it when they point out the tropes without making it too ham-handed.
Yeah,
because sometimes they're banging your head with it.
But there's always
Lothar pushed it a little much sometimes during Ninja Storm.
About a well-structured lampshade hanging.
Yeah, this felt like a solid classic episode of Ninja Storm, and that's actually the level that I've been wanting to see this show at.
Me too,
And
NTSB. I was also playing at RPM.
at this point, it is getting a bit late. We've been on this for just over an hour. I know we had a lot to actually gush for once, so I kind of wanted to keep that rolling. But you have work in the morning.
I do. And I might have another 12-hour. I'm not really sure, because basically how I got overtime this time was I got a text message around the time I woke up from my boss saying that the guy who I work with, who usually works from 8 to 8, wasn't going to be in. Right. So could I stay? Usually leave at 3:30. And if he's still sick, I'm probably doing it again tomorrow.
Yep. But yeah, those were my thoughts real quick. Ninjas, this is feels like the season coming into its own, and the characters gelling, falling into a groove. The structure of the episode was very solid. The themes of the episode were very solid. The moral was complex yet portrayed in a way that I think kids could understand. The dialogue felt actually rather natural, and there were good bits of comedy. Plus, we had a cool action sequence with Preston and Venema. This hit all the points that you want to see a nice, solid, sort of standalone episode of Power Rangers hit, while still also fitting into a larger narrative. In this case, being the resolution of the Galactic Ninjas arc and bringing back Sandy as a recurring character. So, good job. Congrats to the writers. I feel like this is where you want this show at, and I want them to keep going with that. So, thank you to all of you guys for joining us tonight. We're going to keep working to keep this live stream thing going, because I think...
Yeah, I think we'd like to do this again, but not this late at night.
Yeah, we're going to try and go for a little bit earlier next week. We'll probably be doing this just for the Power Rangers episodes, probably not for the Sentai episodes. For Lupin Ranger, Pat Rangers.
It's too hard to read subtitles
and a chat
and handle the chat, because I'm still getting it out of the
corner of my eye. I feel like this is more germane to our current conversations of the fandom.
Yeah, definitely.
So
good night, Dustin.
So good night, everybody. Thank you again.
Good night, review time.
Good night.
Good night, Omega Res and
Spencer and yeah.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Orange.
Good night, Gokai Orange.
Good night, Bleach.
Good night.
Good night, Athena.
Yes. Good night to one and all. Thank you very much to the dozen or so people who are still with us. So I think let's wrap it up with a good old classic. Farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Love hurts. Love stings. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a tagline. I don't have a good one.
Yeah, we usually do those right after the end of things, except for right now, we're still on the live stream.
That's true. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams, Chris. I'm going to bed. You do whatever it is that you feel compelled to do right now.
Struck with Cupid's arrow, and I think I need a doctor.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. All right. Oh, I should. I'll end this one. So, farewell, guys. Oh, there it goes.